Welcome back again. Hi, everyone. Jumping into our current lecture. What we need to do is we need to deploy our application that we already have built in fifth semester, I believe, to AWS, Amazon Web Service, EC2 instance, right? Coming to AWS, you just register and you just try to sign up for a new account for AWS. It will ask you for your debit card or the credit card enrollment, but once it reaches once it exits like 1 year or so, then it will start charging. But if you are doing it for within 1 year, then there is no need to worry. It will not charge that much, right? It will not. I think it will charge nil, yeah, just for practicing, right? So here we need to create. So that's for our sign up registration. Once registration is done for 1 year, you can use the free trial of AWS service. Coming to this part, right? So if you click here, you will have different services. Just go to your console home, right? Just sign into your console home and always try to sign in as a root user, right? We want to sign in as a root user. So after signing in as a root user, you click on the EC2, right? From the services also, you can click on the EC2 dashboard. So once you click on the dashboard, this will show up. So just click on the instances running. So I already have created an instance, right? But in your case, maybe you need to click on here, instances, and here you will find launch instance, right? Once you click on this, if this page, it will show up to create your instance. So write here a name, my Jenkins or AWS deployment or anything of your choice, and then here you need to select the operating system. It's good to go with the Ubuntu because I have been using the Ubuntu to deploy the application here. So just click on the Ubuntu and coming to this one, you select this, right? T2 Micro. We have different things. So if you click on Ubuntu here, you will find a T2 Micro, right? So select on the T2.micro because that will be the list or the minimum what the minimum computational power it might have. So here, so you can see here, right? It is a free tier eligible. So you can click on this, right? So after clicking on that, you can see here T2.micro. So this is the free tier eligible that we need to select. And here already I have generated two keys, right? So right now I'm using the Jenkins -a minus a. So similarly, you can create a new key pair. So this will don't delete it after downloading this because this will come into picture when we are trying to uh, connect or when we are trying to communicate with our application with the EC2 instance. So just don't delete it after downloading. Keep it in a uh, keep it in a most what in a proper directory. So here just check box on this two things also, right? After checking here, I think you are good to go now. Just click on the launch instance, and once that's done, it will create your instance. And once it is being created, it will show up like this, right? So I have two instance which is with me right now, so I can delete this off. Actually, I'm trying to run it in this instance ID, right? So based on the ID, you can separate it out. And here also we can see the public DNS. So this will come, this will be what very much needed, right, to connect. Then you can see the key name. I already have downloaded Jenkins/a, so -a. So that is what I'm using it over here. And the platform is Linux or the Unix, right? So here, one thing you need to set here is click on the security part, right? Click on the security part and just click on the launch widget. Because right now, when you are starting off fresh, you will not have this 8080 port range and 3000. This is what I added later on, right? So to add port 3000 and port 8080, just click on one of the widget. So here the widget page will load up now. So here, as you can see, just check the box, right? Okay. So now it ran out of time. So we need to again sign in. So now use the mail ID which you have set up for AWS and just provide the password here. So once this is done, again it will log in. So there is no need to worry, right? So here just check the box, right? The launch widget 2, we have selected this and now we have checked the box and now if you click on this, you will have a proper view. So here, this is the section where you need to update, right? So just click on edit inbound rules. And here what you need to do is you need to add the rule, right? So click on the add rule and custom TCP, that's fine. Then right here 3000 and 8080, right? And you select this anywhere IPv4 or custom, that is not an issue. So you can either select custom or IPv4. So once this done, what you can do is you can click on the save rules, and it will again bring you back to the what to this section, right? Because why do we need to set this is we need to hit the port along with the public DNS, right? Then only our application will show up. Otherwise, no matter the Jenkins is running successfully, if we haven't set the port number, right, then it will not be able to hit that port number. So we need to set it. So I believe that is done. Now coming back to the instance again. So our inbound is done because whatever request coming to our port that will be taken care of well and good, right? So now what we need to do is we need to so if you want to stop this instance, then you can simply click on this. But now what we are trying to achieve is just click on this checkbox, then click on the connect, and you will see this, right? You will see the SSH client, and you will see the EC2 instance connect. So what you need to do is using this SSH, this command line, you can directly connect from the terminal of your Windows system to this instance, AWS instance, right? Or you can use the DNS, public DNS. This, keep in mind, this is very much needed in our future line of work, right? So just keep in mind and note it down, this DNS, public DNS. So once that is done, you can also explore this section. So here, EC2 instance connect. So once you click on the connect, right, it will directly connect without the SSH. What is the SSH? That is for secure cell, right, connectivity. But once you click on here, it will directly connect. It will directly connect to my Ubuntu machine, which is already running in our AWS EC2. So we can see in which directory we are currently in. So I am in home slash Ubuntu and a PWD, right? So again, if you want to know the username of this EC2 instance, you can simply type OMI and it will show the Ubuntu section, right? Ubuntu is the username for this particular AWS EC2 instance. Now what we need to do is once this is set up from the AWS section, also you need to also you need the key, right? The key, the Jenkins -a key. So that also you need. Now here, if you look at here, I have my I have this Ubuntu, right? So this Ubuntu is not my what do you call permanent operating system that I have in my laptop. This is just a temporary part to run our Jenkins, right? Because once I was writing in Windows, it was causing me much struggle. So we move into this Ubuntu, right? Which is from the virtual box. So try to download this virtual box. So once this is downloaded, you can also install a image, right? So I don't have to again reboot, or I don't have to format my laptop to another operating system. I can just download the virtual box and I can use another operating system in the same laptop, right? So this is the Linux image that I'm running, Ubuntu image. So this is what this is, and this is the terminal, right? Let's clear this up. Okay, so just install Jenkins. Okay, it is. I will also share the steps how you should be able to install Jenkins in Ubuntu. So once that setup is done, Jenkins setup in the Ubuntu, what I would like to do is I would like to log into the Jenkins, which is right now, and then here, this is the home page of the Jenkins, right? So you will not see any of this if you are starting fresh. So once you log in, what you need to click here in the new item, right? So just click on here and just provide a name. So I have my deployment, right? So similar to this, you provide a name according to your choice and just click on the pipeline because we will be developing continuous deployment. So click on the pipeline and then just hit on OK. So once that is done, now again you will find or you will see something like this, right? According to the name that you have provided for the Jenkins job. So this is our first Jenkins job. So that same name that will show up here. So mine, this is the name. So it is still running. So if you see here, my deployment part, if I click here, it is still running, right? Is still running. So how do I know it is still running? You click on this arrow, right? This arrow and the console output and scroll down. So here, if you see these three dots again and again popping up, that means my Jenkins server is actually running and the deployment is still going on, right? So continuous deployment. Whenever I make something new or whenever I make some changes in my GitHub repo, and whenever that changes got noticed by Jenkins, it will pull it. It will do the particular change or the required changes, and it will again deploy it fresh, right? So that is our CI/CD. So here we are performing the CD by writing a script. So once you are in this, what you need to do is you need to click on the configure button, right? So click on this configure button, then just give a brief description about the project. So my project is about deployment in AWS EC2. So now give the GitHub project URL here. So this is actually a running code, right? It is a running code. That means actually this code runs. If you download this from the GitHub and if you do the npm start, it will fire up and it will run, right? So you can see here also, this is my GitHub. All my code has been pushed here for the application. So simply you click on the green button, then you click on this copy URL to clipboard. Then that URL you give it over here, you feed it here, right? So after feeding it here, what you need to do, you need to check on this box, right? Why we need to why we need to hook trigger? Because whenever I change something new or whenever I push some new features in my GitHub repo here, what I need to do is that code, updated code has to again pull by Jenkins from the GitHub, right? So for that purpose, we are checking this box. Now coming to the most important section, that is the pipeline script. So if you have a careful look here, we have two options actually, pipeline script from SCM and the pipeline script. So what it will do if you select SCM is, suppose you will not write nothing here. You will not write anything here, right? What you will do is you will keep a repo in this. You will create a repo in your GitHub, and in that repo you will be writing the script, and that script will be pulled by the Jenkins, right? But right now, what we are trying to do is we are not keeping any code or we are not keeping any script in GitHub. We are writing directly over this box, right? In the script box. So since our project is about CI/CD, we need to click the pipeline, right? And we need to define it over here, pipeline. So we will always start with a pipeline, right? Then what coming to agent? What does this mean, agent? So it actually means that what kind of agent am I referring to for the pipeline, right? So in the pipeline, if you look at different, we have different agents, or you can call it slaves, right? So we can have a Windows as a slave, then we can have a Mac OS as a slave, right? Different operating system, we can put it in different sleeves, right? But right now we are not using any such sleeves or agents, so we are just operating on a master agent, right? So basically here we are not trying to specify any agent. That's why we are keeping it N. Okay, fine. Then next is what? Next is the environment setup, right? So we need to set the environment so that our application can run. Right. So what kind of environment? Is it Java? Is it Python? What kind of? So this means it is a Node.js, right? Type Node.js. Here, keep in mind that this Node.js name that you are providing over here has to be used the same name in the tool configuration, right? So just keep in mind, just note it down. Now, what happens? I will write different states now. Different stages, multiple stages I can write because pipeline means it will obviously have the states, right? So once one stage is done, now we will go to the next stage. That stage is holding on, then we will go to the next stage, right? So to make the pipeline works without any issue, we are writing multiple stages here. So the first stage is cloning our what? Cloning our code from the GitHub. So once this has been cloned, now what we do is we check the node version, right? This is just to verify that whether whatever Node.js environment that we have set up and whatever plugins. Also, we need to install plugins for this that I will show you. So whatever plugins for Node.js, whatever environment we have set up just to verify whether it's working or not fine, we just hit the shell command, right? So this will all get printed in the console output. Now coming here in this part, what we do in this install dependency, we need to install all the related libraries and all the dependency. That's why we are keeping it npm install. Then what about this deploy to EC2, right? So here comes the most important critical section, right? Why it is critical? Because we need to deploy to our EC2 instance, which is which one? Which will be obviously it will be this instance, right? So we want to deploy our application in this instance. That's why we need to if you look at a connect and if you look at here, you need to provide this public DNS. That's why in the starting of the lecture I told this is important, right? So we need to keep it same thing here, DNS. What about the username? Username was the who am I, right? The who am I, which we have seen. So again, if you see here, we just check the username, who am I, right? So the username is Ubuntu. That's why we are keeping it here, Ubuntu. Then the next thing is the Jenkins -a.pm. So this is the key that we need to communicate with our EC2 instance, right? So once you create EC2 instance, obviously this key will get generated. Then the key you need to download and you need to bring it over here, right? Over here, you need to bring it. Then we are setting the part var lib, right? So var lib, why can't I set in home and then Soram and then Jenkins .pm? That's not possible because I have tried it and it was not Jenkins was not able to go to that particular directory. So it was only able to access this directory. So we are keeping it here, the key. Now coming to sh, so this is the script that we will write just to check whether we can access the var lib directory Jenkins. We are giving the ls just to show all the files which will be there in this directory, right? So after that, what we will go for is the connection part. So here, using the secure shell, we will connect it. We will connect with our. So what is this? We are having Jenkins in my virtual box, right? So that Jenkins, we want to connect it with our EC2, this part, right? We need to connect with our Amazon. So after connecting, what we will do in that Amazon directory, right? In the Amazon that Ubuntu machine, we need to create a directory, my app. So if you see here, how to access, already I'm accessing here, right? By clicking on the connect here, uh, here, right? EC2 instance connect. So this is the machine in the AWS where I wanted to deploy my application. So if you see here, PWD, then we have home Ubuntu. So right now I'm in the present Ubuntu directory. So if I do ls, you can see right my app. So this was not there actually before. This came only when we run this, right? mkdir. So that basically is constructing a folder. In that folder, we are entering or we are going inside that folder and we are cloning. We are cloning the what application from my GitHub, right? So how will I know? So if I do cd my app and if I do ls, you can see now this is getting cloned here in the Amazon EC2. Now what I will do, I will again go inside the cd laptop slash shopping cart UI, right? Now if I see, I will see all the files which has been there in my GitHub, right? So src public package. So these things are coming from my GitHub. Public src readme package.json, right? So these things are coming from my GitHub. So this much has been successful. Now I will go inside, I will npm install and npm start, right? So before running, that is npm start, we need to first install all the dependencies, all the related libraries. So once that is done, you click on apply save, right? And you need to select this public DNS because this is where our application will be running. So if you do 3000, then you can see our application got fired up, right? So yeah, this is the deployment section. So this much script is required, right? But the plugins part, if we are not wrong, then you can just hit on the manage Jenkins, and then you click on the plugins. Then available plugins, you can just type Node.js, right? Since I already have installed, then this will not show up in my laptop, right? So since you guys are starting off with plugins, you need to install it like this, right? So after installation, again come back, and then go to the tools. Go to tools. Now you will find this Node.js installation being shown up here. So just click on this drop down, and then what you need to do is just leave it as it is. But the important part is this Node.js. This is the same name that I told you to note down, right? When we were configuring our Node.js environment. So this same name, you need to give it over here and install automatically. So all the Node.js, NPM and all those things will get installed automatically. Then you click on the apply and save, right? Then I think that is pretty much done from our side from deployment. Then once it is done, what you can do is this is in my virtual box, right? So let's try to see whether this works or not outside my virtual box in my Windows. So now let's come to our Windows. So this is my Windows. Let's open a tab. Then let's put in the URL and 3000, right? So outside the virtual box also it is running because no matter where I run, I have deployed this application in AWS EC2. So no matter which operating system, no matter which laptop or which system that I use, it will always run 24/7 until and unless I shut it down my instance, right? So how to shut my instance? I can go here and this okay, just make it load up and just click on the stop instance. So you can click on the stop. So okay, once you have selected the stop, right, instance stop option, if even though you click here, this should not show now. This application should not show because we have shut down our instance. So it will take some couple of minutes. Not at instantly it will not shut down, right? So now this has been stopped as you can see here. So now even though I refresh this or even though I hit this again and again, this will not show the application because we have shut down the AWS EC2 server. So this is coming from the Windows. Now let's again try to refresh this. This will not work now. It doesn't it has it should not work. Why? Because we have shut down our instance. It is taking time. Yeah, some internet issue. Yeah, here it is not showing up, right? So here it is still running. So this should not, once this is not running, then this will also not show. It will come to like this, right? So I hope you have some basic understanding of deployment to AWS EC2 using Jenkins. So I hope that's clear. So let's meet in the next lecture, hopefully. So yes, bye and take care.